preparing. All right, it says we're on.
Okay.
Um, so yeah, so it's raining here, storming. But
Mm.
in Muncie, Indiana, they're having crazy flooding right now. They've
Oh.
been for a few days. It looks the pictures I've seen look like around here after a hurricane or like near the beach
Mm.
towns.
Mm-hmm.
So like the water's up like above the height of a car on like some roads, and like
Wow.
yeah, and like by the river and stuff. My
Mm.
parents' house is fine. My brother's house is fine, but on the farm, their barn and other stuff is in lower parts, and that's
Mm-hmm.
flooded already. So
Oh.
they're gonna have some mess to deal with. Um,
Yeah.
but yeah, Molly said that her sister, who lives in Indianapolis, took in a friend whose house got flooded in Muncie, like a foot of water. So it's crazy.
Yeah.
And it's just from rain. I'm like, it's not, I mean, it's not
Yeah.
like a hurricane where the water rises, right? Like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's not like you're near a huge lake,
right. It's
or
just,
the ocean.
yeah, they just got like, I think at one point they got like 10 inches of rain, like in a very short period of time. And then it just keeps raining, like it'll stop for a little bit,
Mm.
and then it's supposed to keep raining till Tuesday. So they don't have like, yeah, an
Ah,
end
interesting.
in sight. Yeah, yeah. Or they're
Well,
not
that's a
to
little
the
bit
end.
like when I used to live over in England. There's a town, or a little town, village, mini
Yeah.
town, little town, I guess it is, called Tewkesbury. And they built a lot of it right on the riverbank. So, of
Hmm.
course,
Oh,
nobody
yeah.
had floods in the last 50, 150 years. And of course, now every year it rains and all those brand new houses are on the floodplains and they're having
Oh
to
no.
rethink about
Yeah, yeah.
why are they getting flooded? Well, do you not know what a floodplain is designed to be naturally? Why most people 100 years ago never built on it?
Right,
Just
right,
because it's nice and picturesque doesn't mean it's practical to live on.
right, right. Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even think about England being a place that floods. I mean, I guess that makes it rains there, so
Yeah,
guess
they have a little bit of rain every now and
yeah,
again.
yeah. I guess I just thought your ground absorbed it all and it was fine.
Well, it would. It's just that we don't have a lot of ground because it's already floating in the ocean.
Right, right.
You know, because if you fill up the ocean, the water comes in. If you fill up the rivers, where does the river water
That's
go?
true.
It's got to. Yeah, the problem of living on an island, even though England
Hmm.
is, or the United Kingdom is so
Right.
huge as
Yeah.
a landmass,
Right.
it's still small
It's
compared to
an
when you look
island.
at, well, I was going to say United States.
Yeah.
You've only got basically three sides.
Right.
Well, not even three, two and a half sides of your continent has a
Right.
water's edge.
That's true. Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
And out of those, what, 15 states that might have a water's edge, you still got
Right.
30 that are basically landlocked.
Right, right. Yeah. And Indiana is one of them, and
Hmm.
it's still flooding.
Still flooding. Yeah, it's just ironic to think, oh, Indiana, we have flooding. How come?
Yeah.
It,
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, I feel like it's normal for there to be like the flooding in general, like where maybe like the
mm,
fields flood or
mm,
whatever, right? Like there might be so much rain that it's standing places, but it's not ever been like where
yeah.
it's like up over roads and like into people's houses, you know.
Mhm.
Uh, it might be normal if someone like has problems with their basement or whatever, but like the
Yeah.
regular house is usually fine.
Mm,
Uh, but
yeah.
so at work, Christine, my coworker Christine and I were talking, and I was talking about I forget why, but I said, I go, have you ever seen those amphibious boats or cars or
Mm,
whatever? And I said like those duck boat things that are like the tour ones,
yeah.
but then they have like
Mhm.
little ones. So she had never heard of it. So I Googled it and was showing
Oh.
her, and she was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah." And look, these ones, I was like, they have them at Disney Springs. Like you can go out, I think
Mm.
it's like $300 or whatever to take one of those cute little old car looking things
Oh, wow.
out into the water.
Yeah.
But um So then we were like, why don't we just have all cars like that? Like that you're just always ready for a flood and you could just turn
Mm,
it into a boat. And then I was like, well, in that case, we should all live in houseboats, but I guess they
yeah.
could be anchored down when it's not flooding. So,
Well, if they're not flooding, they would be anchored.
well, I know, but I guess I'm thinking if
I
there's,
know what you mean.
yeah,
If
yeah,
it
yeah. I was like,
floods, you
for
want them to be
wind,
anchored so they don't
right?
float away.
Yeah, wind,
Sorry.
wind and blizzards and stuff. And so,
Mm,
uh, so then we were telling this to our other coworker, Dirk, today. It's just like, he's like, think about this. He's like, look at the cars that are like out there today. He goes, there's some that are really nice. There's some that aren't great. He goes, if you want like amphibious cars, he's like, they all have to be good enough to work in water. And I'm like, well, no, just some people are gonna sink. Their car's just not gonna float. Their
yeah.
cars.
It-
He's like, it'd be so much to maintain a car slash boat all the time. And then he was
well,
explaining for the houses, the houseboat
yeah.
idea. He's like, if you want your houses to be similar to the sizes they are now, he goes, do you understand what kind of like displacement that takes? Like, you know how cruise ships are so long? He's like, because they're tall,
Hmm.
they have to just, it's like,
Yeah.
you know, I was like, well, no, then we'll just have a bunch of long houses. I was like, narrow boats. We'll just have a bunch of narrow houses.
See, I think you've been overthinking this one, Amy. Because if you think about it, if you go to a place in Europe called Venice, they don't have cars.
Oh, right,
So you turn all the streets, you flood all the streets, and you
right.
permanently have little boats that you
That's
can
true.
punt along with a very
Right,
only
right,
a limited size engine, because we know not everybody's built to be physical and singing opera when they punch you down the canals.
right.
But if you had a small enough boat, you wouldn't need cars,
That's true.
which will also reduce the amount of car accidents because you can't really go speeding.
Oh, that's true. On those tiny boat. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So how do they I mean I know of Venice, I've never been there, but how
Mm.
so did they flood their streets on purpose? Or is it just like where they're built, it just makes sense and there's just water around? I don't actually know why they have watery like canals.
It's a good question. I think I'm just wondering, was Venice ever dry and then because they then built the canals and then raised the buildings, now water
Right?
levels been coming.
Right.
I think it was intentionally created, but I don't know if it was
Like
why
how they
somebody wanted
engineered
to,
it. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm.
why they wanted to do that, just to be
Right.
different. But
Yeah,
it might be the
because it
same
looks
question
cool.
that we're having. Yep, well, it looks cool, but it might be
Yeah.
that somebody had the same conversation we're having now. It's like,
Right.
well, all these bloody horses and what have you, they're not very practical, and we have a
Right.
lot of
Right.
rain around here, so why don't we ship everything by boat?
Right. Right. That's true. Yeah,
Which, if you
so
think about it, is a very practical um transportation mode. It's not maybe the
hmm
quickest,
sure.
but then your lifestyle would have been adapted
Right.
to that scenario. And if everybody has that, now considering you get on the freeway,
hmm
what
Yeah, I'm
would you
like, are
do
they gonna
then?
stop? Yeah.
Yeah. See, connecting someone, let's say Florida and Georgia
Yeah.
and South Georgia wasn't the one above.
What is it,
Uh
Tennessee?
could be.
Or
I'm trying
where?
to get to New York by
You're trying to,
state.
oh, you're trying to go that way?
Yeah,
I don't
just
know. There's Carolinas.
yes, that's it.
There's
North and South Carolinas,
okay.
that's what I'm
Yeah.
thinking of. And then you've got Pennsylvania probably, and then like New York. I think that's about that's sufficient. They're all the coastal
Yeah.
ones, aren't they?
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
if you were to just think about how long it takes you to drive from New York to Orlando, it's what, is it a
Right.
20-hour road trip?
Well, it's probably close to that or a little bit. I know it's 16 to Indiana, so
Hmm.
I mean it's like whatever. We'll just call it
Yeah. 16
yeah,
to let's split the
16 to
difference, call it
20.
18. Let's call it
Sure,
18.
yeah, it's like 18. Yeah.
That's by car. That's doing probably 70 mile an hour for
Oh, right.
80% of the trip. Imagine trying to get a boat to do 80 mile an hour on water.
Yeah,
that
yeah,
water
yeah.
displacement, as you were talking about earlier, would be horrendous because all the other boats would be bobbling around
Oh,
backwards
you're
because
right. Yeah, yeah,
somebody's.
yeah. No one can move fast. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah,
That's
it would be a
true.
2-day trip to New York.
Right.
Not so
Well,
practical now, is it?
yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, it's like traveling in the
Mm.
ships back in the day, like from, England to here or whatever. Like you're
Oh yeah,
taking weeks to months, depending on how
yeah.
old we go, which ship we talk about.
Oh yeah. If it's like a
Yeah.
cruise ship, they can get from they get from the north of Brazil to Europe. I think the cheapest is the cheapest, the shortest is about 7 or 8 days.
Wow. Yeah.
But I also think that they're not going at full speed. They're making it a little bit relaxing on route.
Hmm.
Um, but let's say even if you were doing a fast travel and you think of the hydro um, foil boats that come up and kind of
Oh,
skim
those
over the
crazy
top of the
things.
water,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think even that, trying to get across the Atlantic, if it takes, 8 hours by plane, it has
Hmm.
to take at least 16,
Yeah,
20 hours for a
probably.
boat to
Yeah,
do that. And that would have to be a relatively limited amount of people on board. Maybe at the same,
sure.
the plane, 200 to 300 people.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you put luggage and all the rest of it. That weight
Right.
is really going to do that.
Yeah, that's gonna
To
be
try
hard
and
to
put a
get it to
car,
scoot across the top of the water.
yeah. And then people say, well, in that case, we can put our cars on and take those across. Well, then
Right.
those
Yeah, it's like, well, now we've just got a
ferries,
ferry, guys.
we just have a ferry. Yeah. Um, there we go. We've solved the solution. We have
There you
one
go.
lane for ferries for cars to get them over
There
the
you go.
shallow parts,
Yeah,
and then they can drive on the land when it's dry.
there you
There we
go.
go. Ferries and cars.
That's funny. It made me think of the comedy podcast I listen to that's like improv based, but it's
Mm,
Comedy Bang Bang. They had a character, or they have a character who his whole thing is that he's like a water skier and he wants to be in like the water skiing like Hall of Fame or
mm,
whatever. But
mm,
and it's all made up. So, but they are on tour right now and they were in the UK for certain shows and like they record them so you get to hear them. But so he was over in England and he was talking about how his plan was to water ski the canals like
mm.
in England.
Wow.
Talking
Okay.
about they're like, so how fast are you allowed to go on those? Like, and then he's like, well,
Yeah.
that's gonna be really hard too, because you have to go to the locks, like through the locks. He's like,
I was just
and
thinking
he's
that
like,
one
and it
that's just
takes
got
a
the.
lot of it takes a lot of time.
Yeah.
He's like, and
He
I
would
hear
need
they're
a
not
rubber
easy.
dinghy.
Yeah, exactly. So it was just a funny, like ridiculous
Mm,
thing that he was just coming up with, but it made me think of because I love, I don't know, watching shows about the canals and those narrow boats and stuff.
mm.
So I thought it
Right.
was a very fun idea. And it is crazy, like,
Mm,
because most of uh, oh, the locks or whatever, they're not all manned by a person. It's like
no.
you just get out of your boat and do it yourself. So
Oh
wild.
yes. Do it yourself. Yes.
Yeah, yeah.
A little bit like which it didn't used to be, which you're accustomed to this. But back in the day, nobody used to pump their own gas. Here
Oh,
in
right. Yeah.
Brazil, people still pump your gas. You pull up, you
Oh,
wind your window down, you tell them how much you want,
oh, nice.
and they fill it up or
Yeah.
put $20 worth in and you pay him right there and then. He'll then offer to clean your windscreen and check your tires for you
Yeah.
and oil while
Oh,
it's
yeah.
filling up, and away you go. Um, and you think,
Wow.
isn't that
Yeah.
wonderful? Now, and this is the other thing, like in the US, you have to go in and you say, I want to fill up my tank of gas. I don't know how much I need. Yeah, I know it's half full, but I don't know if I have to put $20 in or
Right.
$120 in.
Right. Right.
And I never got to the
That's
point, well, just put $100 in, whatever's left, we won't charge. Like, but you charged my card already with 100.
right. Right.
How
Yeah.
long is
And
it going to take to
usually you
come
just have to
back?
like under pump your gas basically. Be like, okay, I guess just put $20 on it because like I don't know,
Hmm.
like, and we'll see where we end up.
Yeah.
Or unless you want
Um,
to pay with your card and then you get to do it at the pump. But
yes, which
yeah,
I think I used to do 99% of the time. I hardly would
yeah,
go in because I never knew how much I wanted and I want to fill up
right,
the tank. So I would put the card in and punch the number in
right.
and
So
your
are you
zip code
paying
and away you go.
cash in Brazil every time, or they take card?
Oh, I take card.
Oh, okay, yeah, yeah, okay,
You know, probably most restaurants in the US now have this. When the waiter comes to your table with the bill,
oh yeah,
he's got
yeah,
a little
the little
portable
handheld
hat.
thing.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
they use that. They've been using
Oh,
those for
okay.
years over here. So you never had this long cable attached to the main desk. Excuse
That's
me,
good.
no,
That's funny.
walk under it.
And then what's the tip culture in Brazil? Is it like in general, do you tip at
Sensible.
restaurants and stuff?
Okay, we don't tip because they
Mm-hmm.
automatically apply a 10% service charge.
Okay.
If
Okay.
you don't want to and you've had problems, you say, I'm not going to pay you the service charge.
Okay.
Um, I think we have an Outback here
Mm-hmm.
because they do bring some American chains down here. So when you say, "Oh, can I have the bill?" They print off the little thing from the handheld printer. They
Yeah.
show you, look at it. Let's say it's $200 or
Right.
200 reais. Um, they ask you, "Can we include the service charge?" And you look at it and say, "Yeah, yeah, please, yeah, go ahead."
Yeah.
And they print out the one to bill, which is
Okay.
220, or
Right.
it, you occasionally might see 12% or 30. I think the top I've ever seen is 15%.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Um, and that has been here for years, which is why when Brazilians go on vacation to Florida,
Right.
um, our friend he did this. He wasn't paying attention. Went in a very nice restaurant. He's the legal director
Mm-hmm.
for South America, so he was there in the US,
Oh,
and he
yeah.
had a nice meal and looked at the bill and it said, let's say, $100. He just
Right.
signed it, thank you very much,
Yeah.
and went out. And as he was leaving, the waitress came up and said, "Oh, excuse me, but just wondering, was the service bad? Was there something really
Oh,
wrong?"
yeah.
"No, no, everything was wonderful." "Oh, just concerned because you didn't leave a tip, you left it blank." "Well, isn't it included with the
Right.
Oh, no, no, you have to decide how much you want to tip us." "Oh, I'm so sorry." "No, no, 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 sorry, I don't have to now."
Yeah, yeah.
But and and that was the thing. I think when visitors come to the US, they don't know what to tip. So they
Yeah.
base it on where they come from. England, on the other hand, are very poor tippers compared to Americans.
Right.
We
Mm-hmm.
would look at it and say, "Oh, you served me. Oh, here's a couple of quid or a couple of pounds, or
Yeah, yeah.
maybe here's a fiver."
Right, right. Mm-hmm.
Um, it might be 5% of the bill, it might be 10% of the bill.
Right.
We think more of a numerical value as opposed to a
I see.
percentage.
Right, right.
And we know approximately how much the waiters or waitresses are, or the waiting staff earn per hour. So you
Right.
look at it and say, "Oh, well, we've been here half an hour, so they're earning £10 an hour, I'll pay them half an hour because they do that." So
Right.
it kind of doubles their salary in that sense
Okay.
by
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're doing. Where in the
Right.
US, it's like, "No, I'm going to pay you $1.50 per hour and then you make the rest up in tips." And
I
you
know.
feel like saying, "America, please wake up. If you cannot afford to pay staff and have food, why are
Right.
you trying to add 20, 30% on top of bills
Right.
and leave it to the responsibility of your clientele?" And I've now
Well,
started to see
yeah.
videos in the US,
Mm-hmm.
everybody saying, "This is wrong. We should not be responsible." During the COVID era, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of people felt sorry because the staff was struggling because they weren't getting as much, so they would heavily tip. But
Right.
now it's to the point, hang on, I've just ordered. It's like going to the drive-through of
Yeah.
McDonald's
Right,
and you
right.
get there and they say, "Would you like to include a tip with that?"
Right, right. And
Um,
it's like
what have you done apart from just give me the food?
right, and it's like you're already they're doing your job. Like plus it's like and like all the food prices have gone up anyway at every
Hmm.
restaurant. So it's like what and I'm supposed to like tip more? Like I mean, it's it's crazy, but then there's the argument, which I feel like I have experienced over in countries where tipping isn't normal. And when they are not expecting tip, the service is not what we are used to here in the US. So
Hmm. Yeah.
It's very much of like, I don't care, I'll come check on you when I feel like it, or like you can get my
Hmm.
attention if you really want something. It's
Yeah.
not, yeah. So I'm like, so where's the middle ground? How do you get people that like don't rely on tips and are paid well, but actually like care about customer service, at least like halfway?
Yeah. And I think the Brazilian one is a very fair
Hmm.
distribution because you realize that if they have done well, you can add more. But they're
Right.
taking that 10%, it's being shared, especially in a restaurant. It's the only place you see
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
You wouldn't see it at a hotel, like
Right.
which you do see that in hotels.
Yeah, yeah. Hmm.
Um, would you see it at a bar? Probably you see anybody that serves drinks and
Yeah.
food, you probably see it, apart from maybe, let's say, I'm trying to think of a bakery that you might have, which you don't have. Crispers. That
What?
that's sort,
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah.
where you go in and you've got a sandwich sort of thing.
Oh, yeah,
That
yeah, yeah. Right.
because you stand at the counter and they're serving and making it, you're not really getting service. You
Right,
are to
right.
some degree,
But they're not
but
like
there I
walking your
wouldn't.
tables and
They're not
stuff.
waiting
Yeah.
the table. Yes,
Hmm.
exactly. Um, because I think even back in when I used to work in kitchens and restaurants, the tips usually only went to the waiting staff.
Okay. Yeah.
The chefs and the washer up and the stores person and even the bar staff
Yeah.
didn't usually get a share of those proceedings. Some
Um,
restaurants would pool
yeah.
tips, but generally, if I waited on 20 tables tonight and they all gave me £5, I got
Right.
£100 extra at the end of the night.
Right. Right.
Now,
Okay.
if you waited on 6 tables and they all gave you £10, you walked away with 60. And you say, yeah, but I did
Right.
half the work, but I've got more than you did
Right.
for
Right.
doing 10 tables,
Right.
20 tables.
Yeah.
Um, I like the 10% because I think nobody complained at 10%.
Yeah. Well, and I like that you technically have the option that if for whatever reason you really disagree with whatever service you got, you're allowed
Hmm.
to say that you're not going to pay the 10%, right?
Yes,
So I like
correct.
that there, it's sort of like, look, this is the acceptable amount. We're all planning on this. Like,
Hmm.
unless, and as the server or whatever, it's like, unless I really suck, and then you're gonna take it away. But
Yeah.
like, it's
And
not,
I'm not sure if you
yeah,
can, 99% of the time, nobody even questions it, even with
right.
poor service,
Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
allows for those indiscretions. And usually, what you would hope, you have a complaint with the restaurant and say, you sent out the steak that was wrong. Well, I'll replace it with a new one. No, it's
Right,
right. Oh, I'll take it off the bill.
right, right,
Or I'll give you a free dessert to go with it instead of. You hope they compensate within the process
right, right,
as opposed to trying to say, am I going to lose my 10% over this? Well, no,
right,
because
right.
the other meals for the other people were okay. The other staff that served me were okay. And
Mm-hmm.
it's getting shared between all. So if you've got like the bus boy and the person that the
Right,
greeter at the thing, they did a great job.
right, right,
Why are you penalizing them just
right.
because your waiter brought you the
Mm-hmm.
wrong food? Was that their fault or was that the kitchen fault?
Right. Hmm.
And I
Yeah.
think this is where in the US you have this higher expectation of perfection
Mm-hmm.
in service
Yeah.
and you shout and scream over it, which then puts the fear of God into the waiting staff, and then the
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
waiting staff to overcompensate. They're extra nice and
Mm-hmm.
extrovertive in,
Right. Yeah, yeah.
hey, I do like your t-shirt. Where did you get that from? And it's
Right,
like,
right, right.
oh, this? Oh, I had it for years. You wouldn't understand. Um, and I've had it where I think it was in Vegas.
Yeah.
We were having a meal at I think Capital Grill, which I think is
Yeah.
a brand
I've
that you
heard of
would.
it. Yeah, yeah.
So it's not like going to Olive Garden.
Mm-hmm.
So you expect the staff to treat you. He would kneel down and say, "Oh, blah blah blah," or your English, blah blah, and And he would keep coming back having conversations for like 5, 10 minutes.
Oh my gosh.
You felt like saying, "Hang on, let me shove up a little bit.
Yeah, yeah.
Take the weight off your feet. Come and sit
Right,
down
right,
and
right.
talk to us.
Yeah.
Get yourself a drink." You
Yeah.
know, it felt like
That's
it was
crazy.
part of the bloody the
Right.
part. The
Was
cafe. No,
it
I think it was
just
just the two of
uh,
us.
yeah, I was gonna say it was just the two of you. I was gonna ask how many people were at
Hmm,
the table. Yeah, okay.
just the two of us. Yeah,
Just chatting you up.
just
That's
chatting us up.
crazy.
It's like,
Yeah.
and sometimes you see that with others. He was probably the worst. I
Right,
think
right,
at
right.
least 50% of the time we were in the restaurant, he was still talking to us at the table.
Yeah, yeah.
And
That's
you've also
wild.
had it where some come by and they're oh blah blah blah. And they spend, let's say, 3 minutes talking to you. Then they go and get the food. They bring it.
Right,
Then they come back. Oh, how's the food doing? Oh, and they
right.
stand a little bit there for another 3 minutes. Then go. You have your dessert, and then at the end of the meal, they spend another three. That is kind of okay, but sometimes that
Yeah.
still feels a little invasive because they're
Yeah, it's still
spending.
like, yeah, it's fine if it's just in passing. Or like when they look from afar and they can see your drink is low or whatever, right? It's like great.
Mm,
Like you just come over and be like, hey,
yes.
you need anything else while I get you a refill? Like,
Yeah. Not
yeah.
like discuss the weather and the flooding in
Right, right. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
North Indiana, It's like, oh, you come from God, it's been really bad this year, isn't it? Yeah, I have a friend who lives there, and you should have
Yep,
met what.
exactly. Right. Yeah, yeah. Where they start telling you all the stories. That's hilarious.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
making me think of uh Kyle, my friend Kyle. This
mm,
is I'll say his doing
okay,
as the customer, but like he gets chatty with like anybody and everybody. So like
mm,
there was someone talking to us one time and like we were like because Kyle was asking him these things, he started telling like about like, well, what are you like? Because he was in college or whatever. He's like, well, what are you studying and this and that, and like, what do you think you're gonna do with that? And like,
mm,
it's just like going on, and I felt like he needs to get on with his work. Like Kyle, like
mm.
don't hold him here forever.
Yeah, I'm gasping for water at this rate because you're talking too much on the waiting staff.
I know, but the guy was really nice. I mean, I think it was fine, and it wasn't really busy, but it was just it's funny because
Mm,
I'm like, yeah, there's some waiters that might do it themselves, but then there's sometimes they get trapped by people like Kyle.
yeah, um, I know sometimes I think it happens more if you're a solo diner.
That's true. And he does, yeah, yeah, he is often solo. I'm just there every once in a while, and that's when I see, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's true. Because he even like, because he goes to McDonald's so many times because he goes for
Mm,
like just a Diet Coke. And like, so going through the drive-through, and then when I'm there visiting him, and we'll go through the drive-through and like whoever it is, he's like, "Oh, hey, how was the whatever it was that you were doing?" And like, "How did you know about their life and just the drive-through?
mm,
Like, how quickly do you talk to these people?" And they'll talk to him and tell him about like, I mean, it's like
yeah.
they're old friends,
Mm,
and he only does drive-throughs. So I'm like, how do you have time to talk to these people that much?
yeah.
Like,
Well, actually, I can see that happening.
yeah,
So I've come to, I've never liked McDonald's food. The
yeah,
only thing that they do well is
mhm,
anything with real chicken in it. So it's either the good chicken nuggets that you
sure,
sometimes get. The French fries
yeah,
are always considered one of the best.
yeah,
But here in Brazil, they actually do a grilled chicken sandwich,
yeah,
which is a
okay,
chicken breast, which is nice.
yeah,
So that's about the only thing. But when it comes to burgers, horrible. My preferred favorite out of that or Burger King is Burger King.
oh,
I think
okay,
that flame grill flavor for me,
yeah, yeah, yeah,
it and it doesn't make me feel horrible in the afternoon after eating McDonald's. It's like I have
yeah,
no
yeah.
idea what they put in it, but I don't feel good afterwards. And that
That's
might be
funny.
because of
Yeah.
when you get older.
Yeah.
That being
Well,
said, every time I order from Burger King, they got one down here, and it always arrives wrong on. We have iFood, which is like your DoorDash or
oh,
the
okay.
Uber food or whatever it is. So we
Right.
have it called iFood. Uh, there's a drive-through one in the town centre, and we worked out it's quicker to get in the car to drive to
Mhm.
the centre, order it, pick it up, and bring it back here. It gets here fresher and correct.
Oh, wow. Yeah, yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like, well, it's a I got don't have to wait 35 minutes. I can do it in 15.
Right,
In
right,
30 minutes, I'm finished. It's all everything's thrown away, and I'm carrying on what I'm doing. I'm still waiting for the food to arrive if they've
right.
got it right. So I get there, and of course, I have to speak Portuguese. And sometimes, that little microphone on the outside. It's like, oh, it's the teacher from Snoopy, isn't it? So I asked for whatever.
But
Excuse me, huh?
yeah,
And all of a sudden you hear them get up and you get this sort of thing like, oh, the other window. So you go around to the next window and there's, I don't know why, but every time I go there's always a member of staff outside the building and they're like
yeah.
pointing. No, not the order window, but the payment collection window. Go to the payment.
Oh, that's funny.
So you
Yeah,
have to
yeah,
pass the first window to go to the next one.
yeah, yeah,
So I get there and they're always young kids anyhow.
yeah.
So I get there and they realise that, oh, where are you from? I'm from England. Oh, do you live in Brazil? So they get asking the questions.
Oh,
Now,
yeah, yeah. That's true. I could see. Yeah,
to be
yeah, yeah.
fair, I don't look like most other gentlemen around in my local area
Gotcha.
with
Yeah,
something
yeah.
like this and this. So I'm pretty distinctive. I'm not saying I'm
Right.
beautiful, but I'm distinctive.
Yeah.
So the first one's like, oh, I want this, whatever it is. Right, okay. And then they're having the other one comes. It's like three members of staff trying to help me now because
Oh my
what I'm
gosh.
ordering it wasn't quite what I wanted. I think I
Right.
wanted I think it was for Cassie. She likes like the cheeseburger, so it's like the
Yeah.
double cheeseburger with fries and a drink.
Right.
And I think it's the double cheese Whopper as opposed to the double hamburger. They must do a
Oh,
hamburger
yeah, yeah.
one. And I looked at them and I say, only one, no fries or whatever. Oh, you want combo? Yeah. So they call across and combo. It's like,
Yeah, yeah.
oh no, that's our fault. Whatever. And, oh, okay. Thank you very much. So of
Yeah.
course, and I realised they actually make everything fresh to order, which is
Oh,
even
wow.
nicer. They don't have it all pre-done and
Yeah,
just
yeah,
get it
yeah.
off the.
They don't. Yeah, yeah.
So it's all cooked to order. And the guy comes across and says in Portuguese, "How do I say in English to go and wait over there?" And I felt like saying in Portuguese, someone's speaking, but he's English, but he speaks Portuguese. Really? Wow! It's
That's
so,
so
so
funny.
it's so funny.
So
So
yeah, you were a
so I go
novelty.
and wait. So I'm a novelty. And then a couple of weeks later, or a month later it was, so oh well, let's go and get a Burger King. Just fancy it. Don't have it that often, maybe once a month. I drive in and get this message through like, window.
Yeah.
Window. Oh, okay.
Oh
They
my
want
God.
to go to the window.
Yeah,
Okay, so
yeah.
I drive past the first one to the second one, and the girl said, "Ah, it's you!" Like I haven't even said a word yet, but of
That's
course
great. And they just know. Yeah.
they know that I've lived in Brazil. I'm married to a Brazilian and all that. So you think if Kyle is
Right.
distinctive, it's
Right.
suddenly easy that after three or four visits, they have a little bit
That's
of
true.
personal information which they get
Right.
shared. And of course, you get recognized. It's like, yay,
Right.
he's
Right.
come. It's like the gringo, he's returned. The gringo's come
Yeah,
back.
yeah, yeah. That's hilarious. That's great. Yeah, and I feel like Kyle is definitely distinctive because it's always two large Diet Cokes, no ice.
Uh,
because ice is just filling. So I'm like, there's not that many people I don't think that are ordering that exact order. I mean, sometimes he gets
no.
food, but a lot of the times he's just going through for drinks. But I was
Mm.
gonna ask you, do you guys have any restaurants that use like the AI drive-through things yet? Like where you talk to the speaker and it's like an AI voice talking back at you, taking your order. It's
Not
wild.
yet.
There's a couple Wendy's that I've been to that does it, and
Mm.
then I think White Castle, the touristy White Castle that's here
Okay.
does it. And uh yeah, I think it's just those ones. But anyway, it's
Mm.
it's wild. The first time I used the Wendy's one, I mean, I think they were working some kinks out of it. It was
Mhm.
taking people so long to get through it because
Yeah.
you say something and it does it like writes it up on the screen what you're saying, like
Mm.
it's trying to
Yeah.
transcribe it. And of course, like it gets a lot of things wrong or whatever. And you're like, no, no, not that. Like, I want this. And she's like, oh, okay. Like, but it's just like a computer talking to you. And you're like, that's not,
Yeah.
can we talk to, we know there's people in there. We're going to see somebody in a second.
Yeah. Mm.
So it's like
I thought it was a real
you have to make
person.
it past the computer. And then when you get to the window, and like, of course, they're hearing people complain about it all the time. They're just like, we know, like, yeah,
Mm. Yeah, place the
It's
order here now. So we're scrap
yeah,
you're
yeah.
number 47. Right, we'll scrap the whole order. What is it you want to? Slap
It's
it on the
so
side. That's what.
yeah, it's so wild. I forget there was something that like I think was it Eddie? I was in the car or Stephanie. I was in the car with someone one time and like it was like whoever was talking over here, it was picking up while the other person's trying to
Oh,
order. So then it's like
mm,
mixing things up and I'm like shh.
yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, some people have a voice that carries, but sometimes Katya, when she's talking
Yeah, yeah,
to people who aren't there, and she doesn't. And her dad and her mum are both relatively hard of hearing, so
yeah,
you hear it, and I see my screen. It's not doing it because usually when somebody talks on
yeah.
Zoom, it goes green around the edge,
Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, mine's not
so
doing
it's
it.
not doing it.
Yeah.
So sometimes I'm sat here like this, and all of a sudden I got a green border, and I think,
I'm not saying anything.
oh. So I hit the mute button here at times because sometimes the dogs go and like, and all of a sudden I can see, let's say you're talking to me and you're going like, what's that other language
Right.
I hear?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Sometimes in networking I do that and I can see them like, "Bleep, what did you mute me for? Oh, we can hear another language. I assume it's Katya, is it? Oh,
That's so funny.
sorry. So I have to. I always got usually got noise cancelling on, so it doesn't. So it normally should work
Hmm.
in that favor.
Right.
Um, but I remember when we got to the US. Now you've had this on your car probably for a long time. You talk to the GPS. Take me to Wendy's on Colonial Drive.
Yeah, I don't talk to mine because I feel like mine never understands what I'm saying. My
Oh,
phone.
it's not. So it wasn't me then. No, not the phone. The actual
No,
car.
mine,
The actual
I,
nav
yeah,
of the
I
car.
get, yeah, every once in a while I can get it to text something for me that I want it to
Mm,
do or like send a voice message. But if it's like an exact direction or asking a question or whatever, it's like,
hmm
I will say what's really annoying is when you ask it a question, you're like driving in and it's like, I found this on Google or whatever. It's like, well, I could have Googled, but like I can't look at it right now. Like I want you to read me stuff.
mm, yeah.
Like tell me what
So
it
that's when you're
says.
using Gemini or Siri or Echo.
Uh-huh, it's that
But
one. Yeah. I'm not
okay,
saying
but
it because it's right
yeah,
here.
yeah.
So hear me.
But the problem I had when we bought the car, you could talk to the sat nav in the car
Oh,
to give
okay.
it
So I don't have it in the
directions.
car. Okay. Yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
okay. So it's one of the features. Look at
Yeah.
us, posh, very
I know, right? That's
luxurious.
nice.
Well, it wasn't because it was designed for an American accent. So I'd ask for it. So let's say a good example is I want to go to Bed Bath and Beyond.
Yeah.
Where's my nearest Bed Bath and Beyond? And I'm down by the Mall of Millennia.
Yeah.
Well, I know there's one around here somewhere. I can't think how to get there.
Sure.
Oh, yeah. Unless you look at it, it's like 2,318 miles away in the middle of Texas. And it's not going to Bed Bath and Beyond. It's going to, let's say, some butcher bookshop or something.
Oh, right.
Like,
Yeah. That's
what?
yeah.
How
It's
the
like
hell did you find it in another state? And then you would say, Molar Millennium,
right.
Bed Bath and Beyond. And it
That's
would
all you
pick somewhere, yeah, it was
it's still
still
yeah.
wild. The best one was Go Home because that was about the only one that ever actually worked,
Oh, right. Yeah, yeah,
which
yeah.
was which was great for
Just
getting, yeah,
yeah.
that one would work.
Right,
But I
right.
didn't need it once I got to the 408 because I knew where I was going, and that was like two-thirds of the way from it. It was like
Right,
coming
right.
out of let's pick Disney Springs.
Right.
Oh, they've changed all the road. Do I got to turn left or right? Am I going? And Americans, when they drive, they seem to
Mhm.
know which is north and which is south very
Yeah.
easily
Some
because you
do.
use
I don't.
this. Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's like, oh yeah, go north on four. North on four? Four? Oh, Freeway 4. Okay, right. And you get there and it's like, and it says Miami, Daytona.
Right.
It don't tell you northerns now. It just gives you
Right. Yeah.
destinations. It's like,
Well,
please,
and
which one?
sometimes, yeah, and sometimes it gets confusing because the GPS will be telling you, we'll say north or south or whatever. But on the
Hmm.
signs, it's basically saying east and west because at that
Yeah.
point on the road, it's technically east and west
Yes.
and it's not north and
Mm-hmm.
south yet. I'm like,
Yeah.
So which one is northeast or southwest? What am I doing?
Mm, yeah. I've found navigation like that really complicated
Yeah,
when you're trying to understand this because,
right, right.
again, this is an American thing. It's certainly not a British thing. But then Cathy says, so how do you know where to go? Well, I think geographically in England, it's easier to
That's what I was gonna
visualize
ask. Yeah, yeah, uh-huh.
because if I was to say to you, you're in London.
Yeah.
If I said to you Dover,
Mm-hmm.
Southampton,
Yeah.
Torquay,
I,
generally, where would you be going?
I don't know the third one,
Okay,
but uh Dover, what was the other one you said? Southampton?
Southampton, yes.
Is it south?
Yeah, yeah, it so happens it is,
Yeah.
yes. But if it said Liverpool, Manchester,
Mm-hmm. Is that if I'm looking at the map, is it to the
yeah,
left?
no, it would be north from London. You
Oh,
go
it's
up
north.
country.
Oh, you go up. Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah. So if it said, let's say, Slough, Reading, and Cardiff,
Mm-hmm. Is that over the left?
yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So geographically, there are names of cities that people tend to recognize.
Right, right,
And they tend to put the big major cities. So you say, oh, I'm going from my hometown, Cheltenham, to Scotland.
right.
Well, I probably have to pass Birmingham. Now I know
Mm-hmm.
Birmingham is to my north and Bristol's to my south. So if it says going Bristol, which is the next major city south of
Right,
me, I must be going the wrong direction because I wanted to go to
right.
Birmingham first.
I see, I see. Yeah, yeah,
And then when you get to Birmingham, it'll be another town. Oh yes, that's further north again, and that's
yeah. Right,
further. So eventually, by a matter of process, you get to
right. You
Scotland and
see.
see Scottish cities because you're
Right.
much closer.
Well, I was trying to explain when we were on the road trip, I was explaining to Ellie, and Piper if she cared to listen, but I was talking
Mm.
about how before the GPS things, it was like I said, like my parents was like they used road atlases. I was like, you probably never even seen a road atlas. I was like, it's a
Mm.
crazy giant book you keep in the car with these
Yeah.
huge pages, and you like turn each page for like a different state or whatever. It was like, and you're like trying to follow these little lines to see where you should go. It's like, and that's why usually the person in the passenger seat is the navigator. They're like trying to figure out
Hmm.
where. And I was like, I only halfway did it, like when I was paying attention, in like 2014 when I was coming down here with my parents,
Mm.
to like clean up the new house or whatever, and like
Yeah.
I remember I wasn't real good with my iPhone yet. And my dad like didn't trust whatever I was going to tell him with the maps. And so we're using the road atlas and I'm trying to look at it to just see if I can like can I do it, right? And
Hmm.
it's like I could get a little bit of the way, but I was just like this is nuts. Like yeah, so at certain points I would pull up my maps on my phone and be like, "Well, it kind of says like we're supposed to be doing this." But
Yeah. And
but
did
so
you
I don't know
ever
how
get
like
the page and turn it through 90 degrees or
right.
180
Yeah, that's
degrees
what I'm saying.
so
Yeah, because
you
I'm
feel that
used to
you're
it
going,
reorienting, like following the way my car is going. I need it to
yeah.
turn.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, yeah, I can't. I don't know. It's wild that everyone got around that well. I mean,
Well, even without the Atlas, I think like Pete Stephanie, somebody said
yeah,
that,
starting to
So
think that. Yeah,
it's like Stephanie, oh, come over to my house. Well, where is it? Oh, you got to go to Altamont Springs, and then when you come off at the junction, blah blah, take the thing down to the fourth stoplight, and on the right you'll
right,
see a McDonald's on one side and a CVS on the other. Turn left there, past the
right,
CVS,
right,
4 blocks down, make a right onto such an Hammond Road,
right, right.
and about an but that would be a very English way of
Yeah,
describing the route, where in
right.
America it would be, oh, you go down, I said
Like
Hammond,
two
literal Hammond
miles this
Road.
way or
Well,
whatever.
no, you
Yeah.
say drive for 10 minutes down there and then turn
Oh, I
right.
see. Yeah.
It's like,
It's
but how
about
do you
10
know
minutes
how
down the
far?
road. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
how do you know it's going to take me 10 minutes? Because there might be traffic or there might be no
Right, right.
traffic.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's funny.
Drive for 10 minutes
That's good.
and then turn
Yeah,
left. Okay.
right.
Okay. 9 minutes, 59 seconds, 9 minutes, 58, 9 minutes.
That's so
Wait,
funny.
step. Click.
Right.
Okay. Oh, it's a field. Oh, she said turn left. Okay.
Oh my gosh. That's what, yeah, I love. So, before I ever had a GPS, like when it was like the TomToms or whatever, like,
Mm.
the separate
Yeah.
thing, and then college, was trying to get from Muncie to, I forget what the town was called because it was small, but somewhere else in Indiana. It was probably like an hour-ish away.
Hmm.
It was my college boyfriend's like parents' house, so I was trying to get there,
Mm.
and I had ridden there before in his car, but like I only pay so much attention or whatever, right?
Mm.
Plus, it doesn't stick with me anyway, and it's like country
Mm.
roads. It's nothing that's like real, like
Nothing's
big
gonna
roads,
get you
right?
lost.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so he hand drew a map for me
Yeah.
that made sense to
Hmm.
me, and it was like here's the big house that you like. Like, so it's like whatever landmarks I would comment on along the
Hmm.
way. It's like,
Yeah.
here's the
Hmm.
pie shop.
Yes.
And I was like, that was perfect. But yeah, but even that, I'd have to kind of turn it the way I'm moving. Like, don't,
Oh,
I got to turn
okay.
it for myself
Yeah.
the way that I'm going.
Which was going to bring me on to the next bit. You beat me to it.
Yeah.
Quite often, if it's a small town, and
Hmm.
back in 80s and 90s, or pre the noughties,
Sure.
should we say, there were hundreds of pubs in most
Oh,
villages
right.
and towns.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
if you think about it, it's one of the businesses, apart from a post office or a police station
Hmm.
or a gas station, that never seem to go out of business quickly. Where a
Oh, yeah.
bookshop or a
Oh,
baker's
right.
shop or a supermarket, they come and go
Yeah,
much
yeah,
quicker.
yeah.
But the pubs, the gas station, the police station, the post
Right.
offices are always pretty much there from the year dot until the end of
Right.
the world. And I remember in my hometown, where I used to live in Bridport in Dorset, someone said, "Oh yeah, so," and I heard my aunt say it as well. Go past the rising sun, and when you pass the rising sun, you'll see the Red Roost, and after the Red Roost, it's so and so, and they're just naming all the pubs or hotels down the road. When you
Yeah.
pass the,
Right.
the Red Lion or the White Lion, not the Red
Right.
Lion, the White. Remember the White
Right.
Line,
Right.
because
Yeah,
the
that's
Red
what I'm
Line
saying.
will
Yeah,
be
when they start to
first.
have similar names.
Yeah. Then you turn left and you keep going till you find the duck and the swaddle, and from there
These are great.
you
They're
yeah,
such
yeah,
regular names for
regular
pubs.
names. Yeah. And then you'll see the post office on the left-hand
Right,
side. Don't turn there. Don't turn there. Usually about go through the next two traffic lights and then turn right.
right.
Right. No, no, left.
Yeah, correct.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
And the number of times we would give directions like that and we would get there in the day, it was like, how did we ever manage without a GPS? Because now thinking about it, if someone gave us directions like that, we would, I think, with the locations down the road,
yeah,
we could cope. But
yeah.
if it was to say, go down Mitchell Hammond Road until you hit the 521, take the 521 west
Right.
and come off at junction 36. At junction 36, you'll be on Kirkman. Take Kirkman north until you hit
Yeah, it's
International
like I'd have
Drive,
to
and after
write all
International,
of it. Write
yeah.
all of it down.
But even when you're
But
looking,
even
you're like,
then,
well, what's the
because
name of that
then,
road? I don't know.
right, I was saying, because the problem with that, with those types of instructions too, is like, well, then if you accidentally make a wrong turn or whatever, you maybe don't know where you are along the
Yeah,
instructions to get yourself back to where you
back.
need to be.
Yeah.
So it makes more sense why like like the old joke that like guys will never stop to ask for directions, right? And it's
Hmm.
like that's not really much of a thing anymore, right? Because we just all have
Yeah.
GPSs. But I was like,
Hmm.
yeah, I guess when everyone was relying on like a road atlas or just that they could figure it out by reading the signs on the roads, right?
Mm.
Like that probably was annoying as a passenger. It's like we
Yes.
can stop at this gas station and ask him. It's like we're not asking anybody for directions.
No, I'll do that. I would, especially when I was in the
Yeah.
US. I remember I
Mm-hmm.
was going to some place like, oh, I'm totally lost. And I think one of it was I was staying at the hotel, whatever it was, Hilton or whatever. And as
Mm-hmm.
you come down the freeway, it said, "Oh, you come off, not but you see the university sign that's like big, okay." Then you
Yeah.
do a right and a left, and like, okay, right. I couldn't find it, and it was like I'm trying to get to the Hilton. Which one? Not that one there by the university, but the
Yeah,
next one in the town. But how do I get over there? Because
to
everything I'm
that
doing
one.
just keeps me bring me left and left
Oh
and
my
left.
gosh.
I can't get over there. How do I get over there to start going down to the
Right.
second one? Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
I forget. Have you
lost
been to
every
Chicago
time.
before?
No.
Okay. No, okay. So in Chicago, there's a couple streets that like go under like ground. So it's called like Upper and Lower Wacker Street or whatever. But like
Mm,
I remember when my mom and I were going there, and this was for me to go look at apartments to move there.
mm,
And I was driving, which like us together. I mean, whatever. I had a TomTom, but it was like the first year of
mm,
that thing.
yeah.
And so we're driving and like everything's fine. We're heading towards our hotel downtown. And then we have to go like on lower whack or whatever, and we lose the signal. I
Oh,
don't know where
yes.
I'm going.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
until we come up out of this, we don't know.
Yeah,
That's kind of one of the hardest.
we still have that problem today with cell phone reception, especially
Oh
when you get
yeah,
out
right.
into
True.
the countryside. Then all of a sudden, especially like we're going down to the beach, there are
Right.
certain points when you get to like the mountain area or the cliff that gets you
Yeah.
drop you down because we're about 800 meters above sea level. So when you get to the seaside area, you got to drop
Right.
that far full
Okay. Yeah,
500
yeah.
meters to get into the town below. Well, usually there's no cell phone reception up in there because it's just wasteland. And
Yeah,
you're
yeah.
switching from one tower system to the next one,
Right.
and all of a sudden it's like, ah, yeah, bit of a problem now. We've just lost signal. And it usually happens when Kat is streaming music on her
Oh yeah.
phone, and all of a sudden
Oh.
it starts getting all glitchy, and it's like,
Oh yeah. Oh.
yeah, we forgot there's no signal out here. And you've got to wait
Yeah.
20 minutes before you pick up the next
Before you get it. Oh my
beacon.
gosh.
Yeah,
That's wild. Yeah, it's
which.
I remember
Yeah.
it's so I haven't experienced it in Florida so much, but I remember like up in Indiana, whenever there's a lot of newer neighborhoods and stuff always being built. It feels
Mm,
like outside of Indianapolis. I remember having certain friends that like they moved into a new neighborhood or whatever. You put in your GPS and like it has you heading that way, but then all of a sudden it just shows you driving around in grass. It's like it doesn't know
mm.
where you're supposed to be going
Yes.
because those streets aren't out there yet.
Yeah, that used to happen on the GPS that we had in the car in Orlando.
Oh,
So
okay. Yeah.
you know Alafaya
Yeah.
area.
Uh-huh.
Right. So you know
Oh
before
yeah.
they built so
They're
they
building that up.
had you would come off
Was that
you would either
408?
come off yeah, you're on the 408. You
Mm-hmm.
would either come off on the I'm trying to think what's the other one. The five is it the 521, the one that goes around the back?
Oh,
Until you
528.
528.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm close. Maybe a
Yeah,
little
you were
while.
close. Yeah, I know. Great.
Yeah. So if you go come off on the 408, you come off on Alafaya Trail. And if
Mm-hmm.
you turn left, you go to Waterford Lakes. But if you turn right, you go down to Alafaya,
Right.
all the way down.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Then you
Mm-hmm.
can pick up the 528 from there, where you could get on. You could get off there, I think it
Right.
was, or only get on. They hadn't built that area.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And and if you know that little slot, I would quite
Right.
often drive down there because it was quicker to get on the 528, especially if you're going to the airport,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
than was to go down the 408 onto come off wherever it was to take the was it pick up the 528 on the other side to
Yeah,
go
yeah.
that way. So instead of going that way and round, you'd go that way
Yeah.
and round.
Right, right, right.
And this way down Alafaya was much quicker. And of course they never had the off, or they had the off ramp, but it
Right,
would
right.
never join properly. And all of a sudden you sat there and like, where do you go? And you kept going around in circles. And eventually I sussed out which the road was to
Which
actually get you there. Because there was a road, but it
right,
wasn't listed.
but the GPS didn't know it yet.
Now, so we were driving through fields quite often, and but now they've connected it all up. I think they connected up probably about 6, 7 years ago. So it's
Right.
probably all different now. But
Yeah,
yeah, it
yeah.
was like, oh, great, I can actually get on and off now,
Right,
and it's
right.
actually signposted.
That's great. That's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I've got to go here in a second. What are you
Mm.
doing this weekend?
I've got to catch up on some work.
Hmm.
I want to set up my laptop before I travel. Um, so it's probably work prep for traveling on Wednesday.
Right. Because
Um,
remind me, where are you traveling to? Oh, or is that where you're a trip, right? Just a little holiday?
yes,
Yeah,
yeah, a
okay.
little trip. So it's south of Brazil. It's I'm trying to think. Trying to think of the state. I can't think of the state now. But it's almost one of the last states in the south of Brazil before you hit
Okay.
Uruguay, and I think probably next one would be either Paraguay. No, it's probably Argentina.
Hmm.
It's probably Uruguay, and then I think Uruguay is going to be the next
Hmm.
country after that. Um, a place called Gramada, yeah, Gramada,
Hmm.
and we're also staying in a place called Canela, which is
Oh,
the
okay.
same for cinnamon. So I'm assuming they must have cinnamon trees there. Why
Uh,
would you call a place
Okay.
cinnamon if it don't have cinnamon
Yeah, yeah,
trees?
right. And you
Who knows?
said that it's like wine country, right? Isn't it?
It's yeah, they
Yeah.
have wine country. They have waterfalls down there. They have some of these like zip line things to go
Oh yeah,
across
nice.
the valley. They have some caves to visit, but it's just famous for being cold in winter. So temperatures are
Oh,
going to be
okay.
down to, let's say, about 40.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
And you guys want
Get,
to do that? You want to be cold?
no, I don't want to be cold. Katy loves the cold. That's why we're
Oh,
going.
okay,
It's
that's
her
what I was gonna say. I was
birthday.
like, who wants to be cold? Okay, she wants to be cold.
Yeah, she wants to be cold. Which it's like living in Orlando, in Florida, isn't it? It's like you never have a winter, so you don't forget you put your fur boots on and your gloves
Right.
and a
Yeah, yeah. It's
scarf,
like a good.
and when you get the
Hmm.
chance, you oh, I can put a sweater on.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Excuse me. I'll just
Yeah. Bless you.
thank you. Um, so yeah, you don't get those many opportunities unless you live in the south of Brazil. Because the
Right.
south of Brazil, if you think about it, the northern part of Brazil is
Mhm.
slightly north of the equator line.
Okay.
We are on the line of Capricorn.
Okay.
So if you think of
So it's
Cancer, the equator, and yeah, the line of Cancer, the equator, and then Capricorn, that's
yeah.
the
I
divisions
don't.
of the
I was like, I
main.
didn't remember the. I know the equator. I didn't remember what the are called.
Okay.
It's been a
So if you
minute.
think about it, we're on that next level.
Yeah.
That's where Sao Paulo is, and now we're going to go even further. So it's like taking the
Okay.
globe and you're getting under the.
Gotcha.
I haven't
So
got
you're
anything
good.
round
Yeah.
here
The colder.
no.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're basically being on the arse of the world, basically. Almost. So yeah, you're coming under that next curve because the
Gotcha.
fattest part being the equator is there, and all of a sudden you're coming like down under here,
Right. Right.
which is a long way difference. It's the equivalent of probably going from Orlando to Canada,
Okay.
if you think about it,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you're probably doing that sort of trip. It's a 2.5 hour air flight, to give you an
Okay.
idea.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
2 hours, would you be in
Okay.
Canada? I guess you would do,
Yeah.
wouldn't you?
Yeah. I mean, it's like maybe a little bit longer. It's like 2-ish hours to get to Indiana, so I guess it's not that much further. Like whatever, another
Yeah.
state or so. Yeah.
Yeah, if you go straight, maybe because you're going
Yeah. Yeah.
slightly over. So
Right.
yeah, so it'd be a bit of the same thing, two and a
Okay.
half hours flying. So
Yep.
that's the equivalent that we're doing. So unless you live down there, you're used to cold. It's very European in
Hmm.
style. A lot of the Germans and the Europeans that came across settled
Hmm.
more in the
Oh, okay.
southern areas of Brazil. So it's meant to be more practical, functional,
Yeah.
has that European style and
Yeah.
mentality behind things.
Okay. Interesting.
Um, so yeah, it's going to be a place I haven't really been to. I went
Yeah.
to one, which isn't quite as far south. This is a little bit further south. Just a different experience. Now, it's unfortunate that it's going to rain, I think, one day and then it's going to get colder and colder. And Kat said, yeah, it's going to be cold. She wouldn't tell me the
Yeah.
thing, so it has to be in single digits, which
Oh
I
my
think one
gosh.
of them was 5 degrees. You're going to have the lowest of, let's say, the first 3 or 4 days. The lowest will
Mhm.
be, let's say, it's 8, 10 degrees, which would be about
Okay.
40.
Okay.
And then it'll get to maybe 18, which would be mid 55 to 60.
Okay. So that's
Slightly pleasant, but
slightly
that's during
better.
the middle of the day. But nighttime's going to be cold. It's going to
It's still
drop.
cold. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Some
Fun.
days, yeah, some days after the rain, it's going to be very cold. So I'm going to
Yeah.
need maybe my fur boots and my fur
That's the thing.
socks
Yeah,
and my scarf and my
that's right.
gloves and
Do you
my
have a yeah,
mittens.
if you have a vest, put your vest on.
Mhm. Yeah, the good old fancy string vest, t-shirt,
Yeah.
shirt, and sweater, and then I'll put a jacket on, and if I'm still
Yeah.
cold, I'll get an overcoat.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah, don't know
That's
how.
funny.
Haven't got winter clothes anymore. Don't
No,
have them because
you don't have it.
well, do
Well, I
you
mean, it
have
gets
Do you have a winter
yeah,
coat?
I have wintry clothes. I mean, but I also still
Wintry,
go to Indiana
yes.
some. But yeah, but I don't
Yeah.
have the same amount of
Mm,
wintry clothes or the same like the same degree of winter. It's not like
yeah.
they're light sweaters instead of like I'm gonna freeze to death sweaters.
Mm. Yeah, you have a thin sweater which will fit very nicely over a shirt or a t-shirt, as opposed to the
Right.
big chunky one, which is like it's like a
Yeah, yeah,
blanket
yeah, right.
in Orlando, but in Indiana, it's like, yeah, I need the t-shirt as
Yeah, I
well.
need to be this. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So,
That's
what's
funny.
your plans for the weekend?
Well, I don't have Piper. It's gonna be well, I'm gonna get to hang out with Eddie a little bit, so that's good.
Nice.
But
Oh,
then
how was the movie last week?
it was really good.
Mm,
It was really fun. It's
mm,
a funny movie. It's got Seth Rogen in it.
mm,
Um, and but it's not his, I don't know, typical kind of movie. I guess he kind of does lots of different things now, but
mm,
it's it's really funny. Because it's basically about like this couple that has these neighbors, upstairs neighbors or whatever, and it's just like them interacting basically. So it's like
mm,
having the neighbors over for dinner, which like they've never hung out before or anything, and then it's just watching everybody's weird little
mm,
like relationships and but like I'm trying to think. There was there's something that, well, so like they have like lots of just funny little moments, that, like with, Seth Rogen and his wife, who's played by, Olivia Munn. Um, they, they're like getting ready for the dinner or whatever, and he's like, I just like I don't think he's like, when did you tell me this was happening? She's like, I know I told you. And he's like, when? When did you he's like, he's like, you never asked me. And she's like, yeah, I did. And he's like, when? And she goes, well, I told you last night. And he goes, that's not asking me, you know. It's like I told you that. And then
yeah.
uh and then he's like, she's like changing her shirt to like for dinner or whatever, and she puts one on and he goes, is that new? And she goes, yeah. And she's like in a rush, whatever. And he's like, oh, it looks nice on you. She's like, well, it'd be nice if you told me every once in a while. Like, I just did.
Just did, yeah. Oh
So
boy.
it's a lot of that, like just silly stuff.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's funny.
Mm, cool.
But yeah, so it was good. Um, and Penelope Cruz is in it, and then Edward Norton, I think, is his name. Yeah. So they're the
Okay.
neighbors. Yeah.
Right.
They're
Mm,
wild. But
hmm.
yeah, so it was good. But I think tonight's just dinner, and then I gotta do some uh non-work work. This like I'm doing some stuff for Kay's celebration of life stuff. I'm like gonna meet with the video guy this weekend to look at his rough cut.
What's
Uh
this?
Kay, my BNI bestie, the one that
Oh,
passed. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm
right.
helping. I'm
I
like
don't
on
know
the
why
little
I'm thinking it was
committee.
a charity. I thought it was a charity. I'm thinking,
Oh
no,
yeah,
it's
yeah, yeah. No,
what?
sorry, no, yeah. It's yeah. So this guy I think is really great. He like is sort of like a friend of a friend, sort of that like
Mm,
knows Kay or whatever. But um yeah, like I told him about her and I sent him the interview I did with her during pandemic and whatever, and like he went out and found because she had taken footage of Mount St. Helens when it was erupting because she was in the news,
mm.
and
Ah.
he went and found the footage on YouTube because it was like
Mm,
back in whenever that happened. Was that 90s? I don't know. Before Mount
Could
St.
have
Helens
been, yeah,
erupted.
yeah,
Yeah,
quite a while
but it was
back.
like she went up in a crop duster plane. They weren't allowed to be up there, and she had her little
Mm,
camera, and like she paid this crop duster guy to bring her up there, and she sold it to ABC. So like she's the only one that got like that close. And of course, like they're like yelling at him over
mm,
the radio, like get out, like basically get out of the air, airspace, or like we'll take your license or whatever.
mm.
And and of course, story goes that Kay was like, "Oh, like you can go. I don't want you to lose your license." And he's like, "What license?" Right? So he doesn't have a pilot license in the first place.
Ah, what license? You can't take away what I don't have, can they? Oops.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, so she had lots of fun stories
Mm.
like that. But yeah, so he found some of the
Nice.
footage which I had never seen. So when you sent it to me, I was like, "Oh, that is pretty cool." Like you can tell
Mm.
like someone's flying in a little plane, getting
In-
too close to
mm.
a volcano.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
ironically, I don't know if you can see this, but you got like the light shining on top of your head. It actually looks like it's coming through the window
I know. I did
of
notice
the
that. Yeah,
Zoom.
when I first came, yeah, because the hallway light is on behind me. But yeah, it
Mm.
does look like
It's
there's real
like,
light coming in from the window.
yeah, it's like, wow, interactive Zoom
Right.
background.
Yeah.
Um,
But
that
yeah. So anyway,
sounds
so
really
just
interesting.
that. Yeah. So it'll
Yeah.
be a good weekend. But yeah, gonna try and rest too.
Mm. That's what weekends are meant to be for,
Right. Right.
not
That's what they're supposed
working.
to be.
But then
Right.
you're not if you're not at the work, it's
Right. Right.
different. It's
It's fine.
relaxation work, isn't it?
Right. Right.
Um,
Yeah.
something that my Portuguese art teacher asked me to was, oh, next class, whenever
Hmm.
that's going to be, I don't know, 'cause that was like 2 ago. I
Okay.
wanted to talk about your father. Now, I don't know if I probably mentioned it, but my dad
Hmm.
used to be in the RAF in World War Two.
I don't think I knew that.
Okay, so he was in Bomber Command,
Oh wow.
and I still actually have a copy of his logbook of all the
Oh
missions and
wow.
flights that he did.
Oh my gosh.
So I said, you know what I'm doing? Take photos of it and put it on the screen so I can share
Yeah.
it. And Katia being great with AI and all this thing, I started looking and think, well, I wonder how I can join all this together and like show a map
Yeah.
and point that see where he actually flew from and to, and
Right.
he has little side notes, like they went off and they lost over Calais, lost two, meaning
Oh
two
wow.
planes got were shot
Yeah.
down during the battle and
That's
things like
wild.
that, and like, wow, this is so rich of information, not to
Yeah, it
just to
is.
leave it on a piece of paper.
Right.
Katia managed to get AI to pull up some of the information because we've got his service record and you can
Hmm.
pay to it. But she's
Oh,
managed to
cool.
get AI to actually write up some of the things. And one of the things that we still need to investigate
Yeah.
is that the pilot, because my dad was the engineer, which, or not quite the navigator, but the engineer, the guy that sat next
Yeah.
to the pilot, the guy they actually found on one of the trips back a plane that had crashed and they radioed in and landed so that they could actually rescue the people to take them back home.
Oh my gosh.
So it's like a little hero type
Yeah,
story.
yeah,
Now,
yeah.
for
That's
you and
cool.
I, we would think that this is a hero story. For them, it was
Sure.
probably, oh, this is just the sort of thing we used to do, because my dad would always
Right.
say, well, it was a job, somebody had to do it.
Yeah.
And you didn't get those little details
Right. Right.
from them. But now a
Right.
lot of it's being published online and what have you. You can probably fill in so many little
Right.
details and
Right.
get
Oh,
stories and
that's cool.
events. If only now,
Hmm.
if my dad was still alive, you could actually go back and say, "Oh, do you remember so and so?" And you could
Right.
actually get the story from the
Right.
person.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. That'd be
But I
cool.
think, like most of the people that went through the war, um,
They don't talk
they
about it. They
become
didn't.
no, they become very
Yeah.
caged, and it gives just little pieces of information out because they don't want to.
Yeah.
And I think for us that have never been
Yeah.
through it, we don't understand that. But for those that
Right.
have been in it, they're like, "You're lucky you got that," sort of thing. It's kind of
Right. Yeah.
like,
Yeah. Yeah.
in my previous life,
Right. Right.
I was
Right.
this. Now I'm no longer.
Right. Right.
Which is kind of, when you think of that,
It's
there were so many stories and events. So interesting to see if we can maybe work on that while we're away and see what it
right.
comes up with.
That'd be cool. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Very cool. Awesome.
So you just may be thinking about,
I
remembrance
know.
of
Yeah.
life.
Yeah.
This would
Exactly. Yeah.
be the same sort of thing. Never got into like the genealogy and the thing like that, but
Hmm.
this is would be a nice little project
That would be cool. Yeah.
to kind of work with and
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
out because I never knew the stories, only little
Right.
bits. But when you hear a little bit of this, you don't know what trip it was or when it was, who was
Right.
involved or what. Now we're still going to be missing a lot of details, but it's certainly going
Right.
to fill in and make it more readable and understanding.
Hmm.
It's like, oh, that's interesting.
Right.
The
Right.
AI can get to so much information that you and I, when we start searching for it, you find websites. Oh yeah, you got if you want to
Yeah.
unlock
It's
this, you
just,
got to pay
yeah.
$20 to get this one report. And it's like,
Right.
yeah. So if you're doing genealogy,
Right.
or because I know we were talking something similar to this last week, like with your mum and
Yeah.
what have you,
Right.
use the Chat GPT and the Claude AI things
Right.
to gather other information that you might be missing. And now you
That's
can say,
true.
oh, I've got a name or a
Right.
location
Right.
and a date. Now I can go and investigate it because sometimes
Right.
just
Right.
finding out where the next element is.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
um, a way of trying to keep track of the past, I guess.
Right. That's cool. Yeah. That'll be fun. Well, so I'm gonna go get ready for dinner, but it was lovely seeing you. I won't see you for 2 weeks, right? Because you're gone next
Correct.
week and Hanson's
The
the next
fun-
one.
I wouldn't understand. Sorry.
That's right. Yeah, no one would
Yes. See,
understand.
you wouldn't understand. It's just a thing. It's a thing.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
yeah.
It's just a thing.
So I take it's going to be the first Friday of September.
Let's see. That is uh yeah, right? Yes.
I'm glad you
Okay.
sound confident about
I
that.
know, yeah, I'm like,
Yeah,
yes, right?
right.
Yes.
Is it? Right, not
Right?
sure.
September 4th? Yeah.
That's what I was
Yeah,
going
that's what
for.
it looks like.
Good, good. All right. Enjoy Hanson.
All right. Thank you.
We,
Enjoy your
we, we
trip.
we need we need the photo with Hanson crew.
Oh, I know. We need it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And Piper gets to go to Saturday this year. She hasn't been in 4 years, so she gets to go.
Yeah. Let's see how that one goes.
I know. Yeah, we'll see what she
Yeah.
thinks. She said she
Mm,
wants to, so I was like, all right. You
all
remember we
right.
stand in line all day.
Yeah, and we don't move. We don't go anywhere else. We don't.
Right,
You
right,
barely get a chance to go to the restroom.
right. I mean, we will. Yeah, I was like, we
Yeah, I
we
know.
have a strategy, but
Because,
yes,
yeah, because
in
there's a group of you,
general,
it's
we're not.
easy. Yeah,
Yeah, in general, we're not there to do Disney. We're there for Hanson.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah. We don't want to go and see we don't go shopping for Mickey Mouse items
right, right.
or princess whatever so and so.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, right. But
it's handsome
oh,
memorabilia.
sorry.
Ooh, did you lose something?
No. Hold on, is it- Okay. So for some reason, the YouTube video of this started playing from the beginning, and it was me talking about the beginning. Like, so it was me talking about the rain, and Indiana was like, I can't. Someone's
Mm.
talking. Someone's talking. It's
Well,
just like, hold on.
that's
Wait, wait.
probably
Okay.
yeah, that's probably the key to say, we're on a continuous loop. So
Yeah,
if we're
right.
repeating
Yeah.
ourselves now, it's time to go.
So have a lovely trip, and I will see you
Thank
in a
you.
couple weeks.